3 shovel brands are still forged right here in America. And this is the story of how the oldest shovel company in the country walked away from everything it built and moved production to China. In 1774, Captain John Ames started making metal shovels in West Bridgewater, Massachusetts, the same year the American Revolution was brewing. His company supplied shovels to George Washington's Continental Army. Ames shovels helped carve Mount Rushmore. Ames wheelbarrows helped build the Hoover Dam. By 1879, the company was turning out over 5,000 shovels a day, which accounted for 60% of all metal shovels made in the entire world. For 2.5 centuries, Ames was synonymous with American manufacturing. Their Harrisburg, Pennsylvania plant had run continuously since 1876, producing 85% of the wheelbarrows sold in the United States and Canada. 1.7 million wheelbarrows every single year rolling off that factory floor. Then in April 2017, President Trump chose that very factory to celebrate the 100th day of his first term. He sat at a desk set up right on the factory floor, cabinet members and Ames workers standing behind him, and told reporters, "We believe in Made in the USA, and it's coming back stronger and better and faster than even I thought." He signed 2 executive orders that day, including the Buy American, Hire American order, launching the process that would eventually lead to his first tariffs, including the Section 232 steel tariffs that hit foreign metal imports hard. 6 years later, that factory closed. Griffin Corporation, the New York holding company that acquired Ames True Temper for $542 million in 2010, announced the shutdown in May 2023. 57 workers lost their jobs, members of a community that had built their lives around that plant. The 264,000 square foot facility at 1500 South Cameron Street in Harrisburg went dark. Production moved to China. The very backdrop Trump chose to celebrate American manufacturing became a symbol of its decline. And if you go looking for Razorback brand shovels today, one of the brands Ames still owns, you'll find Made in China stamped right on them. But here's what makes this story worth telling. While Ames was shipping jobs overseas, 3 smaller family-owned companies were doubling down on American-made tools, and they're thriving. Call it reshoring from the ground up. These businesses never left in the first place. Start with Bully Tools out of Steubenville, Ohio. Mark Gracie founded Bully Tools in 1994 with one product idea and very little money. In his own words, "I was involved in developing a unique shingle remover that I thought I could sell. My problem was I had little funding and no one to do the manufacturing." He quit his job as a building inspector for the city of Pittsburgh, took his small life savings, and rolled the dice. A lot of trial and error, a lot of sleepless nights, and no playbook. 31 years later, Bully Tools manufactures 140 different products: shovels, rakes, spades, garden forks, and snow pushers, nearly 12 times what they were making in 2006. Their official registered name is literally 100% Made in the USA Bully Tools. And Gracie will tell you himself, every single ounce of every product is made in the USA. Their facility in Steubenville was purpose-built in 2006, with robotic welding, metal forming, stamping, plasma cutting, heat treating, tempering, injection molding, powder coating, all under one roof. They employ around 70 people, 3 years ago, they added 20,000 square feet to the facility, and they're planning another 40,000 square foot expansion, an 80% increase in total space. Their round point shovel is constructed from 14-gauge hot-rolled American steel, ASTM grade material that meets or exceeds industrial specifications, and runs up to 30% more durable than competing foreign-made shovels. Gracie is famous for what you might call the hang test. He literally hangs from one of his shovels like a set of monkey bars. His team runs products over with vehicles, uses them as pry bars, does everything you're not supposed to do with a shovel, just to prove the tools can take it. The Spruce named it the best shovel in their 2024 review. Bully Tools appeared on Fox and Friends in August 2024 to show off their tools on national television. E-commerce now accounts for 50% of their sales, up from 0 just 5 years ago. And Gracie says the plan hasn't changed. From day one, we've always made all of our products here, and we plan on continuing to do so. Next is Council Tool, based in Lake Waccamaw, North Carolina. This one goes back to 1886, when a turpentine farmer named John Pickett Council got fed up with the quality of tools available for his work. So he started making his own. Word spread about how good they were, and before long he was selling tools instead of harvesting turpentine. The business incorporated that same year. Today, Council Tool is a fifth-generation family-owned business still run by the Council family, one of the oldest continuously operating family businesses in American manufacturing. They forge axes, hammers, bank blades, military tools, forestry equipment, and shovels, using only American steel in their forgings, American hickory or fiberglass in their handles, and domestically produced materials throughout. Their own people will tell you straight, we are legitimately 100% made in the USA. And they put their tools where their values are. When Hurricane Helene devastated western North Carolina in 2024, Council Tool donated tools to first responder groups working the recovery effort. That's a family-owned company rooted in the same community for nearly 140 years, still showing up when it counts. And finally, there's WW Manufacturing, makers of the Lesh tools and the King of Spades out of Bridgeton, New Jersey. This story starts on a ship. In 1952, a trained German blacksmith named Walter Lesche immigrated to the United States with his wife Margaret and their 4-year-old daughter Ingrid, chasing the American dream like millions before them. They settled in New Jersey and took jobs at Seabrook Farms, at the time the world's first frozen food processing plant. Margaret worked the vegetable processing line. Walter worked the welding shop. Neither of them spoke English. They each worked grueling 12-hour shifts. But Walter was a blacksmith at heart. By the mid-1950s, he started his own business out of his garage. Walt's Welding, he called it. In 1964, he moved to a proper building and eventually changed the name. He originated the all-steel tool line, including the King of Spades, long-handle and D-handle spades and shovels built for nurserymen, landscapers, contractors, and forestry professionals. Today, the company is a family-owned business led by Peter Lesh and Ingrid Hawk, that same 4-year-old girl who stepped off the boat in 1952. The King of Spades you order today is made in that very same building in New Jersey, to Walt's exact specifications. with all parts and materials purchased domestically, the only exception being 3 specialty fork heads imported from Austria. And here's the detail that stays with you. Walter Lesch made a spade so good, so beloved by the people who used it, that one loyal customer asked to be buried with his favorite tool when he passed away. That's what happens when quality isn't a line item on a spreadsheet but a point of personal pride. So there you have it. Ames True Temper, a company that made shovels for the Revolution, that built a legacy spanning 250 years, celebrated its anniversary in June 2024, while its historic factory sat empty and its products rolled off assembly lines in China. Meanwhile, a former building inspector in Ohio, a 5th-generation family in North Carolina, and the children of a German immigrant blacksmith in New Jersey are still doing the work, still forging American steel into American tools with American hands. That's what real reshoring looks like. Not a policy announcement, but a choice made every single day on the factory floor. The next time you pick up a shovel, flip it over and check where it was made. That stamp on the back tells you a bigger story than you might think.